All right, let's check out number 1. All right, remember on the front, you want to get rid of the fractions so we can solve the equation. Harlan, what's our common denominator going to be on number 1? That's an easy one. Yep. 2, 2, and 2. All right, nothing cancels out on the first fraction right here, so you just multiply it and bring down 2x squared. Second fraction, you can cancel out the 2's, bring down plus 11x. What cancels out on the third fraction? 2's now the minus 5. I'm going to move it over, make it a positive 5 equals 0. All right, so y'all do quadratic formula from there, and you got it. So I got negative 2 over 4, which is negative 1/2. I got negative 20 over 4, which is negative 5. So that is number 1. Because I'm old. All right, let's go to number 2. 1 over 3x minus 2 plus 5 over x equals 0. All right, so now when you find a common denominator, remember it's 1 of everything on the bottom, right? So Matthew, what's our common denominator going to be on number 2? Very good. X and 3x minus 2. I don't think this one's going to be that bad either. All right, see if y'all can do your simplifying on that one. What cancels out on that first fraction? What do we bring down? 1 times x is 1x. X's cancel out on the second one, right? But I got to distribute here 15x minus 10. Now look, what's going to make this problem easier is when you times all this by 0, it's just going to be 0. All right, work it out. I think you might get a fraction on this one. It's okay. Just simplify your fraction. Let's see what you get. Let's see what y'all should have. I got 16x equals 10. Somebody simplify that for me, please. 5 over 8. All right, everybody good there? All right, let's go to number 3. All right, we got 3 over 5x plus 7 over 2x equals 1. Okay, so what do we always say about the common denominator? It's 1 of everything on the bottom, right? So what's the common denominator going to be on this one? It's going to be a 5, it's going to be an x, and it's going to be a 2. Why do I only have to use x one time? Now, if that was 5 plus x, you would have to use x twice. But since there's no pluses or minuses, I can just use everything one time. So I got 5x, 2, 5x, 2. All right, y'all do your crossing out, do your simplifying. All right, so on the second fraction, the x's cancel, 2's cancel, 5 times 7 is 35. Now look, nothing cancels over here, does it? So I got to multiply all that. 5 times 2, 10x. All right, give me an answer now. It should be a fraction. Let's make it a decimal. All right, so I just left my answer like that. If you make it a decimal, I think it's 4.1. I just left mine 41 over 10. All right, so we're going to move down. I'm going to let you guys do 4 and 5 by yourself in just a minute. Let's do 6. We got 12 over 8 squared minus 16 minus 24. Okay, what is different about 6 now? We got to do an extra step on 6. What is it? Got to factor. How do you know you got to factor? Well, if there's an a squared on the bottom of one of your fractions, you're going to have to factor that out first. All right, who can factor that out? It's just the difference of squares. What's the square root of 16? So I got a plus 4 and a minus 4. So on 6, 7, and 8, you're going to have to factor out first on all three of those. All right, so now let's use our common denominator rule that says we take one of everything on the bottom and use it. So my common denominator is going to be a plus 4 and a minus 4. All right, so let's go from there. All right, so all this crosses out, so I just bring down my 12 for that. A minus 4 cancels out. So look, don't forget that negative goes with that 24. Negative 24a and minus 96. You got a plus 96 right there, you're going to miss the whole problem. All right, so now look at the last number. There's nothing on the bottom of the fraction, so I can't cross anything out. So I distribute 3 here. That gives me 3a plus 12. I bring down my a minus 4. Now, you have to full that out and bring down what you get. Go. So that's going to be 3a squared minus 12a plus 12a minus 48. And that cancels out.
You can divide all that by 40, right?
When
you get done?
Yeah, once you get done, I believe you can. All right, this is what I've got so far. All right, now I know I'm going to have to do quadratic formula because I see I've got an a squared left over. So I'm going to move everything over to the right side. So my 3a squared goes in the front. All right, minus 24a, move it over, that's a positive 24a. Okay, 12 subtract 96 is negative 84. Move it over, that's going to be a positive 84. And Matthew, what did you get when you added those two up right there? 36. Okay, from here you could do quadratic formula and you could get the right answers. But I showed y'all last week, hey, if you can divide them all by 3, that's going to make it much easier to finish it up. It's going to be a squared plus 8a plus 12. And you could do quadratic formula. I'm going to factor that one because I've got it low enough now where the factoring would be pretty easy. So I'm going to finish that one up by factoring. What did you get after you fixed it? I think that one's probably the longest one on the front. Okay, so if you factored it out, we've got to use 2 times 6. So this answer is negative 2, and this answer is negative 6. All right, so that's the whole problem. Yeah, I think that's the longest one. All right, so the last one on the front I want to help you with, I want to do number 8. And after that, y'all can finish those other 3 by yourself, maybe. Okay, so I've already said 6, 7, and 8 you're going to have to factor. Look at this problem. Where do I have to factor? Which fraction contains something I have to factor? The last one, because yeah, the x squared gives it away. Now, what have I said is a clue about factoring? Yeah, it's going to be what's on the bottom, guys, on the other fractions. So if I bring over x minus 2 and x plus 5, that's probably going to be right. Now let's make sure that 99% of the time, the ones I give y'all, it's going to work out that way. All right, look, if I multiply these two numbers, I get negative 10. If I add these two numbers up, I get positive 3. So yes, it works. All right, so what's your common denominator going to be? It's going to be an x minus 2 and an x plus 5. All right, now from here, we should be good. All right, so everybody see if you can finish number 8. I got you started on it. All right, so let's start crossing stuff out. I bring down negative 3x minus 15. Cross out my x plus 5. Now right here's about the only spot you can mess up on this one, guys. Negative 5 times x and negative 5 times negative 2. All right, and look, when everything cancels out here, you just bring down 3x. So now add up your like terms, get an answer. Nope. This one does not have an x squared, so we can't do quadratic formula, which means we're going to just get one answer.
But they had it, right?
Yeah, I think you got it right.
Well, we cancel out right here.
Yeah, but you had a squared left over too. So it's about what you get left over. I can add these two up. I got negative 8x. Finish it up.
I didn't finish it.
You didn't finish it right. I got a negative 5x right there. You got a positive 5x. That's your mistakes that you got 3. All right, so I got negative 11x equals 5. I divide. I got negative 5 over 11. Most of us got that answer right on number 8. All right, last, just move your plus 8 over. That's a minus 8. All right, I got 17 on number 12. You guys can see it's pretty much just a one-step problem. All right, Matthew, look at 13. How is 13 different? It's got a cube this time. So instead of squaring both sides, whoops, we're going to cube both sides. So I need some help. Somebody figure out what's 4 to the third power on your calculator. 64. Everybody remember how to cube that on your calculator. All right, well, last step, I move minus 7 over, make it a plus 7. Add them up, I got 71. So we're moving really quick on these. All right, 14's got something different. It's got an extra step. What's different about it? It's got a minus 1 that's not up under the square root symbol. So what do we have to do with that? Move it over, make it a plus 1. 8n minus 5, 2 plus 1 is 3. Y'all should be able to do it from here. Square both sides. Let's see what you get. 14 over 8 reduces to 7 over 4. All right, we're going to skip 15. 15 is actually a problem we did the other day, so we're skipping it. We're going to 16. All right, 16's got something new. It's got something extra. What's special about it? It's got a 4 in front of that square root. You can't have that. How do we get rid of it? Divide by 4. So I got square root 3m squared minus 15 equals 1. All right, now what? Square both sides. All right, that's going to leave me 3m squared minus 15. 1 squared is still 1. All right, now I think the best way for us to do this one, guys, take your positive 1, move it over. That's a minus 1. You get this to do by the quadratic formula. All right, so we're missing a number. Which one is missing, the A, the B, or the C? The B, because they left off the M that goes in the middle. So what are we going to plug in for M? 0. So you will plug in 0 there and there. Try it. This one might be kind of messy. It's okay.
What if you got 3m squared, like if you moved 15 over and had 3m squared?
You can do it that way. Which decimal did you get for your answer? You can, I think for most people it would be just as easy for them to do quadratic formula.
I got 1.33.
I think I did it this morning and got 2.3, doing it your way. let's see if that's what I get doing it this way. All right, so you're going to need your calculator on that one.
We're not sure about this one.
All right, what did y'all get in here? Anybody type that in yet? 192. Okay, are we on the same spot? Now take your calculator, use your program button, simplify the square root of 192. 8 root 3. Now we know we're not going to be able to put it in our calculator from here, but divide by 2, divide by 2, divide by 2. I'd still do that. 0 plus or minus 4 root 3 over 3.
That's a better answer than just move the 15 over and divide by 3. I mean, 'cause I got
Either way, Harlan, let's see. I'm sure it's the same answer.
it's root.
I got 2.3 doing it the way you're talking about this morning. So it would be 4 root 3 over 3. It gave me 2.3. Yeah, same answer. So doing it the way you're talking about, you'll just get a decimal. But I think we're used to doing it quadratic formula. So, all right, so which one was that? 16? All right, 17 looks pretty easy. Let's go to 17. All right, 17 is really easy. What do we do? Square both sides, right? That's going to give us 9x minus 4, 7x minus 20. Y'all finish that one, then do 18. Bring 7 over, that'll give me 2x equals negative 16. Did y'all get negative 8? Is that right? That was pretty quick. And most of the ones we're going to have on the test Wednesday are going to be this quick, this easy. All right, Matthew, number 18's got something we got to fix before I can work it out. What's wrong with it? Got to move the positive 2 over, make it a negative 2. All right. So I got 6x minus 5 equals negative 5. Okay, y'all should be able to do it from here. Cube both sides and get an answer. Is this one going to be a fraction or just an integer? All right. Tell me when I can go. Sure. All right, ready? All right. First thing we have to do is make sure it's set up correctly. What do I mean by that? Well, we need one square root on the left side of the equal sign, one on the right. So is this one set up? Yes, it's set up correctly. We can go ahead and work it out. So we're now going to do like we've been doing. We're going to square both sides. Okay, Taylor, on the right side, the square cancels the square root. You just bring down a plus 12. It's a piece of cake. But on the left side, you can't do that. Why? Because the minus 1 is messing everything up. So you got to write all of this twice. And we're going to have to do the FOIL method on the left side. Remember how to do it, go ahead. I'll let y'all write it down before we start the full method. All right, so let's go through it step by step. What do I get when I times these two together? You just get a plus 21. Taylor, here's the deal. As long as they are exactly the same, when you multiply them, the square roots just cancel out. And they will always be exactly the same in these problems. All right, next, what about when I times these two? Really nothing, just put your negative 1 in front of that square root. Right in the middle, what do we have? Same thing. Put -1 in front of the square root again. All right, and on the end, -1 times -1 is +1. All right, what's next? Well, look on the left side of the equal sign. See if there's anything you can add up that's like terms. 21 plus 1. So that'll give me 22. What else? I can add -1 plus -1. That'll give me -2. Now, before I can square both sides, Matthew, I got to get the square root symbol by itself. So we got to start moving some stuff over. What's going to happen with this A when I move it over here and get with this A? All right, these cancel out. Will that always happen on this type problem? Yes. All right, what's going to happen with plus 22 when I move it over? All right, so let's see what we've got. -2, A plus 21 equals -10. All right, write it down. Good. Matthew says now divide both sides by -2. So I divide by -2, divide by -2. So I got square root A plus 21 equals 5. And I'll bet y'all can finish it from here. Now you square both sides. I think we've done this problem before. I think I remember this one from last week. Harlan, what you got? Harlan got 4, is that right? Square and square gives me A plus 21 equals 25. Yep, I got 4. So most of the time, these problems will always be exactly the same as far as number of steps, same process. All right, we got one more like that we're going to do. It's number 26. If y'all need a little bathroom break after 26, we'll take one. Now, if you've been here Thursday and Friday, okay, you've already seen another one. 26 might be the first one you can do by yourself. Nope. All right, let's try 26. You write it down. All right, so what you got to ask yourself on 26, is it set up correctly? No. What's got to happen for it to be set up correctly? One of the square roots has got to be on the left side, one's got to be on the right. So I'm going to take this one, and I'm going to move it over. So I got 2x plus 1. I got 5 minus 2x plus 6. Now, why did I move that one instead of 2x plus 1? I don't know. This is how the book normally does it. It doesn't matter. You could move the first one, and you should get the same thing, so it doesn't matter. Okay, so now we square the left side, we square the right side. The left side, everything works out great. I bring down 2x plus 1. Why won't the right side work out great? The 5's messing everything up. So what do we got to do? We got to write it twice. I'm going to write it twice. Now, see if you guys can pull it out, because that's the hardest part. Let's check. So the left side is already good. Right side. Y'all help me. What's 5 times 5? How about when I multiply these two together? What do I bring down? Isn't that a -1 right there? So 5 times -1 gives me a -5 in front of that square root. All right, what about in the middle, right there? Same thing. All right, what did I just say? That if you're going to times the square root by the square root, what do you bring down? Just the numbers, because as long as they're the same, the square roots cancel out. I got a negative times a negative, so that's a positive, 2x plus 6. If y'all can learn how to get past that step, I think you're going to be good.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what we can combine. I got 25 plus 6. That gives me 31. I can add up this one and this one. Negative 5 and negative 5 is negative 10. Plus 2x. Just bring it down. All right, just like on the last problem, what's going to happen with this one when I move it over here and get it with that one? Cancel out. All right, we take positive 31, move it over, that's a negative 31. So I got negative 30 equals negative 10, 2x plus 6. All right, what's next? Divide both sides by what? Negative 10. Good. Divide both sides by negative 10. You should be home free. So I got an answer. That's a fraction 3 over 2. All right, you guys can have a bathroom break if you got to go.